Hello, see. Nice to meet you because we never talked a lot before, so nice to meet you today. Can you introduce yourself for people who don't know you?
Um, Hello, I'm C. I've been playing uh, competitive for like 4 years now, I think, or three, something like that. I was in Team BDS Valkyries for 2 years, ever since that project started, and we managed to get some pretty good results back then as well. We ended third in EEC 2023, where we actually beat G2 for the third place, and we ended second in Coupe de Trois in previous 2 years. Actually, we were second both times in 2023 and 2024.
How did you start your esport career?
Actually, it's not really that good of a story. I was just playing League. I had some friends and they were just like, "Hey, this girl gamer tournament is happening, and we kind of need a jungler. Do you want to play?" And I was like, "I mean, I have nothing else to do, so sure." So we just started, and we did pretty well. We almost qualified on the very first time.
When did you start playing League of Legends at all?
Oh, that is. You remember when Riven was released? That's like.
A few years ago. We are so old. Oh my god.
Yeah, she still feels like a new champion to me sometimes.
When was she released? Have you
I'm
always
old.
played like bot lane or did you switch lane?
Uh, I mean, going down over all the years, I did play through all of the roles. I've been pretty vocal about this. Um, I started. I think the first time I actually reached like a decent rank, which is like diamond, was around season 4. So at that time, I did play bot lane actually. I was like an Ezreal one trick in season 4, and then I just kind of went down all the roles, all the champions, like everything new that released. There were some champions that always stuck with me, like Yasuo, Zed, and Lee Sin, and stuff like that. So I have kind of been hopping lanes with them. I played jungle for a bit, then I played mid lane, I played top lane, I played support, and it kind of all just culminated to where I'm at right now, with actually at least 5 competitive splits behind me with every single role. I
You're everywhere. And is the bot lane where you feel the best?
definitely not in solo queue, I'll say,
Okay.
but there's a lot of skill expression that I'm I'm pretty happy with in the role, but there's also things I'm kind of missing. I
Mm.
think playing all the roles kind of gives you a perspective about where things are and where things could be with other things. I don't really know if I have a role that I'm like the most happy with, but I think like I would still be the most comfortable with top lane just because it's kind of relaxing compared to all the other ones. No, I mean, if I didn't have to switch to ADC, I probably wouldn't be playing it right now.
Okay. Itana partnered with FlyQuest a few weeks ago. So, what did it change for you as a team?
Honestly, like as a structure, not a lot
Mm-hmm.
because we already had our established the ways we were practicing. We had all the players and most of the staff, or all of the staff really. So FlyQuest just kind of came in as kind of a supporting org
Mm-hmm.
because we were not able to join them officially because a lot of the big teams already have budgets finalized, so there's no way really to get us on board. But they still wanted to support the project and were really passionate about it. So they helped us with, well, of course, obviously the travel to Paris, first of all, because we have so many people from North
Yeah.
America. And it would be really, really difficult for the tournament organizers to cover for all of that on their own. So that's the main thing. And then, of course, visibility.
Mm-hmm.
They're helping us get resources like learning resources, some gear, maybe potentially, and really a lot of just support in the community. And like, definitely, the main thing is like just being able to have the team together and like have everyone be able to play comfortably. because none of us are full time. We're kind of just doing this for
Yeah.
fun.
Okay. Okay. Thanks to them then. Do you remember the first champs you play in League of Legends?
The very first
Yeah.
champion,
I know mine
probably
was Jana, so it was such a long time ago.
it would probably be like Master Yi. I don't know, so long
And
ago.
the one you like the most?
It's probably Yasuo. It's still to this day is my most played champion, so I'm kind of holding on to that.
Why? Why Yasuo?
Uh he's kind of been the same champion for ever
Hmm.
since he's been released. He really didn't have any changes, and I'm kind of a fantasy lore nerd, so I've been playing a lot of like other fantasy games. And back in the day when I was a kid, yeah, Yasuo kind of had that lore that kind of scratched the itch. Like, hey, he's a cool guy. He's on his own. He's just there kicking ass. And it's pretty lame, yeah, but I don't know. I'm also like a really, really big fan of Liam O'Brien, which is his English voice actor who also played Illidan.
You like the dark boys?
It's like the anti-hero more than like
Hmm.
the dark boys. You know, they always like they do things that maybe are not the best, but it's never for with bad intentions. I
Hmm.
actually really don't like the villain arc myself. So, a hero but with a little bit of spice.
Okay, okay, I get it. And beside your esport career, are you studying or are you working? What do you do?
I'm studying. I'm a full-time student
Okay,
still. I'm studying teaching English and literature.
okay.
So maybe one day I'll be a teacher.
Maybe,
We'll
I hope
see.
so. And did it help you in your esport career or in any way?
Probably not. It
Mm.
kind of hindered me a lot, honestly. Like mostly with not being able to be like a full-time player. Uh, kind of has been a mess with scheduling, traveling to tournaments and traveling to boot camps and stuff. I know a lot of universities have some sort of ways where you can just like study online or like
Mm.
not go to classes, but most of my classes are in person and I have to go there. So I've had to deal with a lot of technical stuff to be able to skip a lot of weeks. But like the English aspect is really good for competitive, but I kind of got into competitive uh, before, or rather, I was already really passionate about League, so I got into teaching uh, because I was already really good at English. So
Okay. I was thinking about the teaching aspect because if you want to learn things to people, maybe it can help. So in your team, like you can have a captain role, like you can teach things to people, maybe younger player. I don't know.
it would, but I'm also not the most vocal person,
Mm.
so
Okay.
I do try to help, but it's less of a like, hey, let's sit down and I'll teach you this or this. It's like, hey, if you want help with something, you can reach out, but I'll never be like the one who kind of starts that. Like I'll just offer the things, and if people want to learn, then they'll come to me. If they don't, then they don't, of course.
So you're studying, you're playing League. Do you have time to play other games or anything? Because I see whoa behind you. So do you have time for other things?
Yeah, I do, and I mean maybe I shouldn't, but I make that time.
Okay.
Um, I know some people are not like the most happy with me because I'm not really a person who spams solo queue. Like
Mm.
I'm not the kind of person who goes 2,000 solo queue games every season. I just kind of sit on like maybe 200 or 300 max per like split or per season, depending
Mm.
really on the year and like how things are. Um, I prefer learning things in League in a more theoretical way. So I do like a lot of homework in theory crafting. I look into stats and I look into like what could work on paper and then I try to execute it on my own. And I think like solo queue is a really bad environment for that,
Mm.
especially trying to improve as a competitive player. There's definitely like I would not say that solo queue is bad. I think solo queue is really important and especially it's the most important thing for scouting, of course. But I think it's like sometimes detrimental and people definitely overvalue it. I think personally, but I also have like so many years of experience that I can play. I can skip League for a week and I come back and my mechanics
Mm.
are kind of the same. I know a lot of people, if they take a week-long break, they need to play like 10, 15 games to warm up and like get back into the shape. I don't really have that thing. I'm really passionate and I kind of have so many years of experience. I think the motor skills are just there, so
And
I make time.
what do you do in your free time or the free time you make?
Uh, I used to read a lot of books. Like
Mm-hmm.
that kind of comes back to the whole fantasy thing. I've read like all of the WoW books that have ever existed that ever came out. So I was kind of a lore nerd for that. I read a lot of like other fantasy books. I I like the reading or learning up on the lore of other games. My favorite thing about most video games is just like getting into the narrative. I've I used to follow League a lot in
Mm.
terms of lore. It's been overhauled so much that I honestly couldn't keep up with like how things have piled up. But definitely, I'm an old lore enjoyer. And then, of course, play other games, go outside sometimes a little bit, not too much, and study, have a silly little time, and nap a
Okay.
lot.
So I guess you liked Arcane if you're a lore enjoyer or not.
I did not like Arcane that much.
Why? Why?
I think, um, I think it's a bit too mainstream. I'm gonna be honest.
Okay.
I think a lot of writing in Arcane is good, and a lot of it could be a lot better. But the reason it didn't really resonate with me is because it hits a lot of like kind of writing cliches and like
Mm.
pretty boring narratives
Okay.
that are so overused in media that it I was just kind of expecting more.
Mm.
So, you know, it's definitely not bad and I would recommend it for people, but it's not one of my favorite shows and I'm definitely not an Arcane stan
Okay,
by
okay,
any
I get
means.
it. You're gonna make some enemies now. So, what's your favorite game ever?
I think the Warcraft universe has given me so much over
Mm.
the years that it's probably gonna have to fall back to like being my comfort game. But all-time favorite, I kind of have an issue. If someone asks me what my favorite thing is, I'll blank out about all of my things that I really like. But like I think WoW is definitely one of them. Like that's on the top. I think League is definitely up there as well. Other than that, I just really enjoy most of the other like really big fantasy worlds that that just really bring a lot of comfort, like the Elder Scrolls, The Witcher, Middle Earth. Honestly, this kind of stuff
Okay,
is what makes me relaxed.
okay, thank you. So I'm not gonna ask you your favorite music or anything. I get it, but do you play with music when you're on League of Legends, like in solo queue or
Actually,
anything?
I do. I do.
Yeah.
I kind of have to have some background noise,
Okay.
so music is kind of almost always there, unless I forget, which does happen sometimes. Like I'll just get into a game and then if maybe if I'm too stressed,
Okay.
I'll forget to turn on music. But yeah, normally I do listen to the whatever is currently playing right now.
What kind of music? Like techno,
Uh,
rock?
honestly, the boring answer is all kind.
Yeah.
Like if something
Okay.
sounds good, I like it, and I don't really uh mind like most genres. I don't really hate any of them. So I listen to anything. Most recently, I'll say like I've been obsessed with Cape of Demon Hunters, and this is something really insane. As someone who doesn't like KDA,
Okay.
I don't like KDA.
Why?
I
Too
I
mainstream too?
mm, I do think they use some bad tropes in the music, but I think it just didn't sound that good to me.
Okay.
Compared to Cape of Demon Hunters, it hits the K-pop like a little
Mm.
different for me, and it just works. But other than that, like normally it's just uh some like classic rock
Okay.
or like not like classic rock, like 2000s to 2010 rock.
Mm.
So like, Skillet, Green Day, Linkin Park,
Mm.
old Linkin Park,
Not the new
and
one.
not the new one,
uh,
and especially EDM. Like uh, drum and bass is probably my favorite genre of all time.
okay.
I think
And so, what's your favorite song in K-pop Demon Enter?
it. I at the start it was golden for sure.
Yeah.
This is what it sounds like is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But I think right now it would be How It's Done, which is the first one that plays in the movie.
Okay.
Um, it just has a lot of energy, and
Mm.
it kind of feels good to play with it. And when we destroyed the Nexus in Game 5 against G2, that's what played at the end. So I was really hyped up.
Perfect
I
moments.
really like that. Yeah,
The sound of the victory. Nice. That's perfect. I think mine is free. It's not good to play on, but
I love Free. Not gonna
yeah,
lie.
it's so cute. Let's talk about you as a young girl. What kind of child were you? Like the shy one, or who were you when you were a child?
No, I was very shy. Like I kept to myself. I didn't really socialize with like almost anyone in my school. I was just like in the corner, chilling, reading a book. Like you know, I was an outcast. I was a nerd. I didn't want to play any sports. I was just like, hey guys, just leave me alone. Like I'm just gonna like sit here on the side. You guys go play football or whatever. I'm gonna chill and watch you. That's fine with me. And then in my free time, I was just reading WoW books and like being a nerd.
And do you think that's why you're not really vocal now in league or in your team?
It's definitely a bit of that. Yeah. I'm mostly an introvert, so it does really hit that. But also most of my competitive experience is from top lane, so that kind of hinders it because the comms from top lane are kind of difficult and sometimes like really just nothing. We're just bouncing waves to each other for 15 minutes. I think especially nowadays with how many lane swaps are happening, like if we look at worlds, like no kill drops for 15 minutes because people are just lane swapping and
Mm.
farming for 15. Last year especially, it was terrible. So I kind of got into a bad habit from that. I
Mm.
do try to be a lot vocal right now,
Okay.
or like a lot more vocal. Like playing ADC is really important that you
Mm.
let your team know when you're strong or what to play on and what waves to focus or help you out on and stuff like that. Definitely a lot more, and I think it's a really great learning experience.
And do you have a player or a team you really like in LCK or LEC?
I watch esports like
Mm.
recreationally if it comes
Okay.
up.
Not
Like
as a
sometimes
fan.
I'm
Mm.
I'm a fan of esports, but
Mm.
I'm not like I will watch every game. I'm
Okay.
not like that. Definitely don't watch like LCK or LPL outside of Worlds.
Okay.
But honestly, like boring answer. I just like cheering for T1. I like seeing Faker win.
So, if you had to choose between your esport career or teaching, what would you choose?
I would really like to get into esports. I'm being honest.
Mm.
I don't think teaching like hits me that well. Uh, a lot of it like comes back to me being an introvert, but I think that can be worked on.
Mm.
But I have a lot of like general anxiety, which is insane because like doing practice for my teaching degree was kind of rough on me, like mentally. I get a
Mm.
lot of anxiety. But whenever we get on stage and there's like 10 times as many people, like I don't really feel that. I'm just like, yeah, this is fine. My first time on stage, I was like completely relaxed. I was like, yeah, this is really fun actually.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun. And Nova series has just been announced. Will Etana
Yeah.
play it?
Uh, we're looking at it. I think it's gonna depend on how much time people have really. I think once again with how a lot of the female tournaments are, it's been announced really late.
Mm.
So people already made a lot of plans. So right now we're gonna focus on Paris, and then after that we'll see how people's schedules go. But definitely we're looking at it, and hopefully, I mean, I think no matter what, I'm gonna play in it. If it's gonna be with the current team, I don't know, but I'll make time.
Is there a player you really like to face in the scene, and who?
Um, I think I've already faced everyone that I was kind of needed to face.
Mm.
Like all of the all the people that I've looked up to, I've already faced and either became friends or enemies with.
Mm.
Really. Um, so really, I just want to face whoever is the best and
Mm.
then prove to them that I'm better sometimes.
Is it difficult sometimes to face friends in competitive in a competitive way because you have to stop their dreams sometimes? So how difficult can it be?
Um, I think in game it's a bit easier, especially if you're not laning against each other,
Mm.
to like I kind of isolate the person from the player.
Mm.
At least for me. So if they're not on my lane, they're not my problem. So I can kind of just play my game. But if it's someone you really respect, like last year when I met with Zenith in top lane very often,
Mm.
it kind of did become more of an ego battle than anything else. Like I really just wanted to trade with her the entire time. And I think that was the most fun about our matchups. And I think that's like the honestly the best part of friends because I do really enjoy practicing, especially top lane, like my matchups. So we do a bunch of 1v1s with my friends, and Zenith is also like very similar to that kind of playstyle where she just really wants to play 1v1s and have fun and like show her hands. So we're just showing hands to each other for 15 minutes. I think that's the most fun of
That's
having friends in the scene.
yeah. Thank you. See, do you have any last words, like a shout out for someone or your friends, your teammates, anyone?
Honestly, just the usual. Shout out to the team, shout out to all the coaches, shout out to all the fans who have supported us, and like especially shout out to the fans who have supported me uh, through the years in BDS and now in the year on my own, and then somehow in FlyQuest. So you know, who knows? Maybe next year we'll be in T1,
Maybe.
keeping it international.
Yeah.
So thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much for your time, and we good. Bye bye. Thank you.
Take care. Bye bye.